Sensitivity is intelligence. With grace and skill, you have abundance. Welcome to the Psychic Hour Reading Show. Host Kelly Brickle is a psychic medium, numerologist, healer, and teacher. Her passions are learning about the soul and energy. Whether through spirit, emotion, or vibrational numbers, there is always a pathway of information waiting to help. Now, here is your host of the Psychic Hour Reading Show, Kelly Brickle.
Hello, everybody. Hello, and welcome to the Psychic Hour. Thank you for being with us here today. We have the wonderful Maria Rodriguez on, and we'll be doing readings and talking about energy. So you know the drill. We'll be getting into energetic discussion and then opening up the space for readings later. And so happy day after Thanksgiving to all the Americans. Happy holidays to everybody celebrating. Thank you. It has been a busy week, but it's so cool that we can celebrate all together in our own way. So hello, everyone coming on in. Hello, Isabel, Fiona. Thank you, everybody, for being with us here today. Hello, Christine. Hello, everybody. I want to make sure my name is up here. StreamYard has been doing a lot of fun things. I'm just going to keep it like this. StreamYard's been changing everything, everybody. But we won't mind it right now. Hello, Renee. Hello. Hello, Jessica. Happy Thanksgiving. Hello, 123 Green Eyes. Thank you. Hello, Michael Christopher. Hey, shout out to Michael Christopher. Hello, Anna. Hello. So there's a lot of hellos to be said. We'll do them together with Maria. I'm going to bring her on and give her a warm introduction because we're just going to get right into it off the get-go for talking today. With that said, I'm going to bring in Maria. All right. Hello, Maria.
Hi, everybody.
Hey, how are you today?
Doing wonderful. So excited to be here. So thank you for having me.
Thank you. No, I appreciate it. Thank you for coming in the day after Thanksgiving. Hello, Donna, and everyone continuing to come in. We will say hello, but first I want to give a warm introduction to Maria if you know her already, or if this is the first time you meeting her. Maria Rodriguez serves as a spiritual evidential psychic and medium, Reiki master teacher in 4 different modalities: Usui, Karuna, Chi, Crystal, and Angel Reiki. She is an angel intuitive and angel healing practitioner, Akashic soul realignment practitioner, shamanic practitioner, and spiritual teacher. Maria also is here to hold space, channel guidance, healing, and support from spirit in the form that meets your needs. This may be in the form of assisting your grief process or ancestral healing journey by way of connecting to a past loved one with healing messages, connecting with spirit guides for guidance, soul searching through the Akashic records, or with Energy Alchemy Healing Sessions. Her passion is connecting to you on a soul level and helping to reconnect others to spirit, their power, and their own energetic alchemist within them. So in many forms and with many tools and modalities, welcome, Maria.
Thank you for the warm welcome. Appreciate it.
Absolutely. Yeah, you have a lot of things that you've accumulated in your spiritual journey, a lot of teaching and also healing tools, intuition tools. What made you so, I guess, passionate about like learning all the different types that you could use your gift in?
For right off the bat, I was just interested in, it was kind of like just following the breadcrumbs, really. You know what I mean? Like, I was interested in just knowing somebody's story and helping them, empowering them to be better and heal and to move forward. And so like one thing led into another. The first thing I studied was Reiki, and then I went into the angel, healing type of modality, and then it just kind of went from there. And all along, just kind of like following the breadcrumbs that my spirit guides were giving me. And it's all kind of like this. Everything's like you said, it's energy. Everything's energy. There's no difference with whether it's a reading or healing. So it was more about, and honestly, in the beginning, I felt like I was all over the place, honestly, but in the end, in hindsight, I'm like, it was all for a reason, you know? So it kind of, it all connects. But it was just kind of like, I'm just following the breadcrumbs, really, going with what spirit's kind of guiding me to do.
Absolutely. There's some days where I feel like it's still all over the place. So yeah. I can empathize, whether we're beginner or further along. You never know what you're gonna get. But I love that you grounded so much energy to know, hey, I'm getting all these signs and downloads. I better do something about it.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone coming on in will be doing readings in about like 15 minutes or so. So thank you for asking. Hello, welcome. So what are some of your favorite ways to read?
For energetically, it's just, I love going into the Akashic, you know, just tapping into somebody's kind of like somebody's history on a soul level, you know, just their past and what they've lived before, and how that connects to this lifetime. And you know, and honestly, that's kind of like the same thing with like psychic, like you're going into their past, present, future, except that you're in this lifetime, you know what I mean? And then and I think it just kind of ebbs and flows with the phase I'm going through in the present time, because it was beginning, it was the Akashic, and then I went into mediumship, and then did psychic, and now it kind of goes back and forth with what's my favorite thing to do. So I can't kind of pick one, but you know, it just depends on, you know, I guess how I'm feeling at the moment, you know, but I love it all, just to put it that way.
Yeah, no, I understand that. Yeah, I'm a firm believer that every year is different,
Mm-hmm.
and even month, with how you're just feeling inspired to want to work. Like you could, let's say, love Reiki. Like I love Reiki, I do Reiki too, but there's some months where I'm just like, well, I'm not inspired to do Reiki right now. Yeah, I'm really not, even though I love it. And, you know, maybe next month it will be different.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's just what your body is doing with the energy. Sometimes it's more accessible in different places.
Yeah. And it definitely feels like what is needed at the time. Like you're going to be guided to do, to focus on one thing, you know what I mean? Like, for example, if you're guided to kind of put one modality on the back burner to go into to focus on more on another, it's because that's what's most needed within your community at the time. Because I feel like every one of us is serving our own community. It's like, you know, like even if it's a small circle, you know, so you're going to serve for whatever purpose you need to serve at that time. So
I do agree. It's just letting it fall into place.
Mm-hmm.
So I definitely want to have you on for the interview show in the future. So we won't be diving in as deep, but I want to ask you too. So I first met you through Lisa Williams School. And
Mm-hmm.
so what really told you at that time that you wanted to work on psychic? And this is like 10 years ago. It's
yeah,
crazy.
it's been a while. So at that time,
No, 7 years ago.
2017, I think.
So 7 years ago, right? Yeah,
it's been like, I don't know. I have to double check. It feels like I want to say 7 to 10 years. I'm not too sure. No, wait. No, it's been about 10 years, I think.
It feels like 10 years.
It's been 10 years.
But it's 7 years. Yeah.
Right. Because like I know, because the only reason why I say 10 years is because I just did a recertification, and it's like every 5-year period. So my first certification was 5 years, and I think it went over a little bit, and then I did my second one. So it has to have been about 10 years. So I'll double check though. Yeah, it's been a minute. So at the time I delved into mediumship, and so I was practicing and developing, you know, mediumship for a while then, and I felt like there was this block for psychic, even though what's funny is that, you know, in my everyday life, you can, you know, even though you don't try to kind of connect to anybody, you always can tell, like, even from a distance, what kind of person they are, whether you need to stay clear of them, like, or you just kind of get hits, you know? But whenever it came on demand and connecting on to somebody or doing a reading, that would I'll just kind of shut down. So I knew that I needed to work on that. And even though it's just the same thing as connecting to a soul on the other side, you're just connecting to somebody that, soul that's incarnated. So for whatever reason, that that wasn't connecting for me, as far as like, it's the same thing. I just needed to kind of like jump in with 2 feet in. And I knew that it was time to start practicing the psychic and practicing on people instead of practicing on souls on the other side. So I had to kind of like balance that out and go into, connecting with people in that way.
Yeah, because it is a different energy. Similar, I think there's a lot of similarities, but it's ultimately a different way to read. And I think most people, you're probably doing a good job if you're not thinking about while you're doing it. And then later you can think about it. And not everybody has time to go, well, let me break down that reading and like really understand like what's what about, what happened today. And so a lot of people don't realize kind of what their body does different, how the energy works different, and what comes in energetically to separate a psychic versus a mediumship reading. Because if you're successfully doing it, you're not thinking about it. Yeah, exactly. And yeah, so it's different. What to you then is the biggest difference, if I may ask?
The energy, that's kind of hard to pinpoint, honestly. As if I think about if I have to ascribe like a feeling to it, it's just like, I don't know. It's a different flow. I feel like it's, you're kind of more grounded with the psychic, you know what I mean? You have to be more grounded to kind of like connect to them in order to a person. Whereas it just feels like you're higher and up, like when you're connecting to spirit, you know what I mean? So it's just like a different level of feeling, I guess, it's like a higher energy with when you're connecting with spirit, I think.
Yes, it is. It is. And I think like, sometimes we can bounce between the two, and sometimes we have, more flexibility. I know people who have a lot more flexibility in mediumship, and I know people who have a lot more flexibility in psychic. And sometimes people are just like, wherever I go, wherever I go. So I just love hearing people's, I guess, experience with the differences or their preferences in general.
Yeah. I mean, it's awesome because like sometimes like whenever I'm in a session, sometimes they want, the client wants both in a session. And so it's like, I've come to a point in my development where I can go back and forth without a problem. Whereas before, when I first starting out, I was like, oh my God, like I have to go up here and then come down here. You know what I mean? So it's like, as you go along, you get better at being able to shift, you know what I mean? So it just takes practice.
I think so too. Yeah. So like with the psychic hour, I do mostly psychic readings, like by far compared to mediumship. I do mediumship definitely, but my preference is to sit down with the person and have time.
Yeah.
And I love doing like quick ones on the psychic hour too, but it's almost like I want to like sit and build it up, that it's almost like I have to continue to open that side to me. Like we're really training, like people come on and they're like, oh, psychic mediums. And yeah, people are saying it's an amazing ability to have. It is, but we're like constantly training and evolving. And it's not like we're just, I'm going to get everything for you. No, we're always learning how to work with the gift and to honor it and to be like, here's what I'm working on right now. Or, wow, this is coming really clearly. This is so cool to be here. Here you go.
I 10% agree with that for sure. It's especially when I agree with you in that, where I prefer to do when I'm doing lives like online. And I haven't gotten to the point where it just flows. I know some people, they can go on and do the mediumship on live, like on FB Live or whatever. But it's for me, it's like there's a little bit of a lag in it that I need that immediate kind of like, yes, no, I can't take that, just kind of like that. And whereas I guess it's just it's another platform just to get used to, you know what I mean? But I totally agree with you on that.
Absolutely. That's why I think like these shows are so helpful for just everyone in general. Well, thank you for asking too. Anna is asking for our links. I always pop down links with guests, so I'll pop down yours since Anna's asking. And so Maria is yoursoulperspective.com.
Mhm.
And then with me, it's kellybrickle.com. Usually our names are up on StreamYard, and
Not doing it.
it's like they were here a moment ago. I don't know what's going on. Let me see. I tried getting it back up when we went live. I don't know if it's going to let us. Yeah, it's not letting us. Isn't that so strange? Oh, well. So you can't see our names right now.
Yeah.
Normally you can see our names just fine. And then even some additional information. And I have it clicked to show display names and everything. So again, if you want to find us, you can look up our information. And please, it's in the comments. I don't know if you can see all of it, but I put down Maria's information, and you can find me through Kelly Brickle, my website too, as well. So thank you for asking. Let's see. Okay. So with that said, in just like about a couple minutes, we're going to be going into readings. Is there anything off the cuff that really has been inspiring you lately, like within the energetic world?
Inspirations. Just, I mean, for me lately, actually, I know when you asked before, it's like, what was my preferred like reading? And I'm coming back full circle with going into doing mediumship again. Like I'm always doing mediumship, but more in a public way. So I'm training and learning more about platform readings and stuff like that. So Spirit has been inspiring me to do that. But I also wanted to say that the inspiration is also on a different note, energetically, is to go internal. Like we're at this time of year where we're going internal, kind of like, and I know for a lot of people, social media has been like really intense, with all the energy that's coming through. And I know I've been feeling it, and I typically take a break like in the summer, come back in the fall, but I've just been finding it kind of hard to come back in full swing. You know what I mean? So it's like I'm present, but I'm like, you're just kind of honoring and giving yourself grace because of the energies that are coming through. You know what I mean? And it has to, it does, and not that I'm, not going to get specific, but obviously we have a lot of events that happened in the past months, so what I wanted to add, where I'm going with this is that people, give yourself grace, if honor your intuition. If you feel like you need to take a break from things, whether it's social media, relationships, whatever it is, I would highly recommend you honor that, because it's not like it's never gonna be there. It'll be there when you come back to it. You just have to give yourself a break. You don't want that burnout, and then in turn where it will interfere with your intuition, if that makes sense. I know I'm kind of going off on a tangent with that, but
No, it's okay. The energy is great. I'm not even clicking anything, and StreamYard's just making things happen as you talk. So it's like your energy is going and the StreamYard's going, and I'm just like, StreamYard, what are you doing? Spirit is in the house. No, I think, we're all learning, like, people are coming to us, like, as clients. We're very blessed to have clients in different, formats, whether it's one-on-one, whether it's the mini readings online, whether it's classes, so many different types of how we can help people. But yes, we have to like help ourselves enough in order to help others. And there are these months or times within our lives where we go,
Mm-hmm.
we go, for a little bit, and then we kind of come back, or we go, this seems right, but I need a good 3 hours to get my energy in line before I get out and go do that.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you know what I mean?
Absolutely.
So, I mean, it's just that it's a natural thing. I mean, again, the holidays are with us. There's so much going on.
Mm-hmm.
Intuitively, I didn't even think about how it was a later show today, but it was a blessing, even though I was like, hey, Maria, hold on, I'm coming. I woke up and the energy was so wonky, and, so I needed all this time to slowly kind of go, and I'm coming back, and now I'm ready to be of service,
Yeah.
and that's why I like talking too before the show. Like it opens up the energy for other people, opens up the energy for us. And but everyone's really, really excited. Veronica, no, you don't have to worry about it, by the way. Thank you. StreamYard is acting wonky. You're doing perfect. You're doing perfect, Veronica. Thank you. Someone's oh my gosh, yeah, Jess, and I think Jessie, two Jessies.
Oh yeah. I forgot about that. Mercury retrograde for sure. That's been heavy. It's been a doozy.
That's probably that's something in the mix. That's something in the mix.
Absolutely. I've been noticing that, honestly, for the, and it's funny because in the beginning when I first started on my path, I really didn't connect the dots with that. But as time goes on, it's like, yeah, you can kind of connect and see how it does affect not only technology, but just you in communication with people, depending on how it's, and I'm not an astrologer by any means, but I'm like I kind of like skip the surface of that. And I definitely catch myself sometimes when I get impatient and I got, you know what, you got to kind of like think about where that other person's at. It's not always about like, it's not about you or it's about them. They could be in a different place. Maybe they're having a bad day. Perhaps there's something going on with them. It's not that they're doing anything to you. You know what I mean? So I've been noticing that. So that's interesting.
Yeah, we're all going through something. Hallelujah, holla back. Everybody hang in there. That's what I have to say. Everybody hang on. The Earth is doing somersaults in the universe.
2024 has been a doozy for sure.
Exactly. Oh my gosh. It's reminding me of something I read today that's making me laugh. Like I can't describe it very well because it's a picture. It's like a meme, but it was like a person dialing up to heaven and they're just saying, "Hello, I'd like the health and wellness and prosperity package for 2025.
I think what you're talking about.
I didn't order the lessons package."
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. That's so funny.
The little dog.
Yeah. If only. I have a lot of complaints, but we deal with it.
It's great though, but we're hanging in there. Okay, so I'd say it's readings time. What are you feeling?
I'm ready.
Okay, cool. So there's a lot of wonderful people to choose from. Honestly, it's whoever you're vibing. I'm happy to start too. You let me know if there's a name. If we come to you, we will check that you're still in the house. So we'll ask if you're present. So please type yes. And please, while we're doing readings, let us know if the energy is resonating and you understand what we're saying. We could be with you. We could be with someone else. And that lets us know what's going on. And also as well, if you want a reading, please let us know that you want a reading. Say, I'm open for a reading. Because that lets us know that you've consented to when we do choose you. Okay, so that is how we will go. Thank you, Stacia. Thank you for the background shout out. I appreciate that. All right, sign me up for the package. Jess is like, sign me up for the health prosperity package. Okay. All right, cool. And then also pop down your numbers if you want to. I do numerology. I love doing psychic and numerology readings. So pop down your numbers. I do numerology readings and I go much more into numbers, but sometimes when I just look at your numbers, I can feel into you as well. And I just dropped my piece of paper. That's okay. I have another one. All right. So all right, cool. Thank you, everybody. Thank you. All right. So with that said, I'll go to somebody and you can pop on with me, or you can let me know who you're feeling. And I'm gonna
go for it, Kelly. Go first, and then I'll look through the comments and see who I'm drawn to. How about that?
Okay, perfect. I'm gonna go to Renee. Renee, thank you, Renee. And you're 11. I'm gonna pop you up on. If you have a question to Renee, let me know. Or if you just want general, you can type in general. So if it's general, I'm gonna go to wherever I'm feeling, wherever I'm sensing. If it's something specific, I'll look into that area and tell you what I can get. what just comes up. All right, so I'm just looking into your numbers for 2 seconds, and then away that I will go. All right, so I won't go too deep. All right. So, all right, what I get is like, well, from off the get go, and also your numbers, it like really showcases, okay, general, thank you. That like you are a very like creative person with the way that you approached people in life in situations. So you like the oddities of life, and you're up for it. And when you were a child, when you were young, the way that like kind of life presented itself to you was not the cookie cutter conventional too as well. So like when you were young, whether it's a teenager, so this is like before you're an adult, whether it's a teenager or you're a late teen, there would be a situation where you would have to look after yourself, and look over and be responsible for yourself in a way where like you would have to pull away faster from mom and dad, or do your own thing. And it was how you kind of like adapted to be a survivor, adapted to be on your feet, adapted to, again, look at life more creatively and know that everybody's going through something. So that's like that philosophy has really led you through life. And if you can understand this, and so whether it's a reference to now or whether it's a reference to your journey, I keep getting like flashes of like going back to school or re-entering school, like in a way where you kind of had to pause and then come back, pause and then come back. But like your independence and doing things your own way is very important to you. And that's something you're always like kind of learning to have more of, learning to have more of. So you don't want, again, you don't see life the cookie cutter way, and you don't want life the cookie cutter way too. So this is encouragement to like break out of traditional roles within your job. And you're saying, yes, okay, thank you for understanding. So there's acknowledgement of, again, acknowledging when you went back to school, or acknowledging that there is continued schooling, continued skills. It keeps flashing in my head, like classes, continued skills, and that you're on your way and you're doing the right thing. So that comes up, that's validation. I'm gonna jump around a little bit. But the last thing I'll kind of add for a second is you're in a time this year where like health really has to be looked at, okay? And also like responsibility for everything that you've been creating. So it's not just about your ideas, and it's not just about your inspiration and your hard work. It's about, have you been showing up in the right way, with the right schedule, with the right people around you to be the person you want to be? And you have to make some like really hard sacrifices to know, all right, it's time to let this go in my life because I know this is what's holding me back. Okay, so being really responsible for this year of changing who you are for the better, to be the new you that you've always kind of dreamt about, that next step. So that's really important in a step, and also really working at your health and making those cuts too. Okay, getting yourself stronger again. Maria, are you getting anything as well?
So as I connect to Renee, I was feeling as if there is a connection with a past life that's kind of coming into this life, as far as like something that's reoccurring. And I feel like this is a block. It's and don't be afraid of this, because this is just, I'm just kind of, roll with me here. Not that it's going to be anything bad, but there is like a more of a, I want to say like a self-sabotaging thing that's going on, that's connected to a past life. And I just wanted, and not to go into too much detail with that, because I obviously we're in a public platform and stuff like that, but and I don't know how much of permission I have to go into that, but just want to say that this is connected to the gut, that this is connected to your power, okay? And this is this year, and actually the end of this year, you're going to be feeling like you're going to be coming into your power more, and going into the next year is going to be a better year for you. I feel like that this is, you're feeling that pull, and it's going to feel like anxiety, okay? Does that make sense to you, Renee? Just before I continue.
Renee, does it make sense that you've like been working through things that have been stopping you, like within like a career or anything else?
And it does feel like it's just dealing with life in general. It's something that's going to be delving into, it's touching on everything in your life, honestly. So
She says, yes, it
yeah,
does.
just continue to work through it. You're doing what you need to do, okay? And just focus on strengthening that your first of all, that's connected to your solar plexus, and just connecting to your own power and listening to your intuition. And when the doubts come up, just kind of like change the state of what you're feeling and what you're thinking to something that you want to attain and want to achieve. That way you're canceling that out and you're moving forward. So it's going to take many times to do that, but it's definitely, and I feel like you are already. I feel like that you are you are a force to be reckoned with. I feel like you have that power. It's just a matter of just pushing through it and being fully in it, because I feel like you are in it sometimes and then you're not, kind of going back and forth, but you'll definitely you'll come to a time where you will be fully 100% in it. It's just it's going to take a little bit of more work, unfortunately. So but it looks good. It looks good for you. I just wanted to say that.
She said, I'm working on it. Haha. Like I get the energy like she has to do a spiritual deep dive. Like for me, it's also the health stuff. So it's just work. Like Maria and myself, we're constantly working on ourselves. It's just acknowledgement of you have to do the work.
Yeah.
Like, and things will change for the better. And you have to kind of like, part of the work is going, ooh, this is hard. And knowing and staying in that space so you push past it. So we're encouraging you for that, to like push past and get into the healing like on a deeper level. Something that keeps coming up for me with you is I keep seeing a cast. And so again, I don't know if it's a metaphor for like, again, you've broken something at a certain time, but I see a cast around your arm. So with something that you've broken before, it's almost like there's these old wounds on the body, and at times they're slowing you down because they're not being taken care of. So like this year going into next, like really, really focus on health and letting go and getting the body strong. And then some of these things are not going to feel as heavy if you can understand that too as well.
Definitely feel that connects with, because if when you're health wise, because obviously energetically when you're not fully the energy is going to definitely connect with your physicality too. So working on the energy and the health and your physicality definitely goes hand in hand. So I feel like, you know, you're on point with that, Kelly, as far as like taking care, because it's once it manifests physically, you got to kind of reverse engineer, right? So working on our body, then go back into working with the energy as well. Does that make sense?
Absolutely. And again, however that resonates for you, Renee, you can let us know. And we appreciate you being open for the messages. We really do. Thank you, Renee. I love it. So people, Michael's saying the self-work seems to be nonstop. LOL.
We're still doing it.
Exactly. Exhaustion, like the self-work seems to be nonstop. Hang in there, everybody. Thank you, Jessie. Thank you so much. And T. Lynn, interesting. She's talking about, you know, why there's so much going on in the awakening. So that's something I'm gonna probably pop to later on. But I want to put it in your corner too as well, Maria. Is there anyone you're drawn to? Renee says, "Thank you. Just had an aura photo and need to work on the solar plexus. Thank you so much." Okay, thank you. We appreciate that, Renee.
So what's drawn? I'm drawn to Perry Allen. I don't know if that's how you pronounce his last name.
Say it again.
Perry. I believe he was asking about a job, or like if there was any what was the potential? What were the prospects of work?
Cool. Let me look for the question. That's him, right? Perry Allen. Let me see where the question. If you want to pop it down, Perry, again. I'm just scrolling up. There's so many comments. Let me see if I can find his original question. But Perry, if you're with us, you can type down your question. If you want, you can go into his energy too, however you want.
All right. So as I connect to Perry, I feel like so there, honestly, I feel like that there's something that's sustaining him right now as far as like as work is concerned, right? I feel like that it's more about him needing to look for something else that's going to be more fulfilling. I feel like that there's because it feels faint, like the one that's present, it's not as anchored. And I feel like yes, that there's going to be prospects, and I feel like that there's two connecting. And just preface this to say, I'm connecting to the energy right now that's projecting out any choices that you make, and if that will kind of change your trajectory in the future. Okay. But I do feel that there are some prospects happening, and I want to say that there's the number 3 significant. It's coming in, and I feel like in about 3 weeks time you'll have a few come in that'll be something that you're looking for. So I wanted to kind of like give you that, because his name popped up, like kind of like, you know, stood out.
Yeah. Is Perry still with us too? Perry, if you're still in the house, really quick, you can watch back later.
Yeah.
If this, you
know, he gave you his number too. It was like 310181.
I put that down too. He gave us, but I don't know if he's still. I think he maybe popped out. But continue. Yeah, give him the message.
Yep.
And
that's pretty much it. Because I'm not a guy. Obviously, you know, like you said, like if he's not present, I'm not going to continue on. But that's what I wanted to touch on that a little bit. So just for him to look out for that, you know.
Okay. Yeah, people pop in and out. They're either here all show, which we say thank you so much, thank you, or they'll come back in, come back out, come back. So Perry, you know that we sent you some love, my friend. Please know that. Okay. Is there anybody else you're drawn to? If not, then I'm gonna go to the person I was drawn to next.
Go ahead. Go for it.
Okay. All right. Let's see. Where's that comment? T-Lynn. I'm going to go to T-Lynn. She says, curious why I'm experiencing multiple health issues and awakening happening during the same period, as if my health nosedived suddenly after caring for my mother until she passed. I think I'm a number 5. You can give me your numbers if you want. You can give me your year or month and day. Month and day is always very helpful. You don't even have to do the year. Okay, thank you. Just pop it down for a second. Okay. Yep. You're an attitude 5, personal day 5. So there's those 5s. And then, oh, you're the 555. You're the 555. That's right. Wow. So you're 3 5s. Okay. Well, in general, the energy of 5 is variety, chaos even. It's basically that life will always keep you on your toes, and you kind of can't get comfortable. You get comfortable in the way where you're really kind of saying, let's go life. Like I love this adventure, and I have this comfort in who I am, because I have the self-mastery and I'm going to ride the wave. So you have to become the surfer. And know it, and always knowing you're going to kind of look for that next wave, or the wave's going to find you and kind of just crash at you. So what you really have to know is about yourself and getting yourself stronger. You're talking about the multiple health issues and awakening. Again, not a doctor, not saying this happens for everybody. I'm just talking about spirituality for a second. With spirituality, there are things like the dark night of the soul, Kundalini awakenings, getting into your own personal darkness, and that journey like lights and kicks up all the things we've ignored. We could have had pains for years. You're talking about your health issues. I do feel like some of these are not out of the blue. That's why I say that, and I'm kind of like reiterating some of these things that are flashing before me that maybe you already know as well. But like there's like warning signs for years. This is out of whack. Like, my foot's out of whack, or my elbow feels weird, or, arthritis, or I get coughing in the middle of the night. I have an upset stomach. I'm dizzy. I'm fatigued. So there's all these things, but during spiritual awakenings, a lot of them like crash into one another, and they happen all at once, and they offset other things. And it's because the things that we've ignored, like you know, the darkness is coming into light because you're becoming aware. Okay. And a lot of times with the health issues, like we stuff them down. I can't deal with this. I have work, you know, I have places to go. I have things to do. You know, I'm just going to ignore. I'll deal with it later. I don't want to deal with this now. And so all of it just surfaces. And so it's going to surface not with yourself only, it's going to surface with other people. So that's kind of just for a second to acknowledge. But you're letting me know some information right now too, and I'm gonna hand this over to Maria if she feels anything as well, because there's honestly a lot to cover here in general. That's why I'm kind of just like, I could just keep talking. But you're saying I also left a long-term abusive relationship. Congratulations for being strong enough to be able to do that. So like everything seems to be going in a direction where things are opening up for you, and it gets worse before it gets good. So there's a theme. So I'll circle back around, but if you feel anything, Maria, too, as well, let me know.
Okay. So what I feel with you, is it, are we T-Lin?
T-Lin.
Okay. I definitely feel like the proverbial rug is being shaken. So everything's coming up. And this is a time where everything needs to be looked at, because I feel like things were, let's just say that when something comes up and we put it to the side, and then we keep putting it to the side every time it comes up, the universe kind of brings it back forward even stronger, even more so. And so it's like kind of a rubber band when it stretches and it continues to stretch. So the more we put it to the side and not deal with it, the more it stretches. And so it gets to the point where then it feels like everything's just coming down, because when that rubber band breaks, that's that release. And so I feel like this is just this is a time where everything is just coming full circle for you. And so it just needs to be looked at. And so you're looking at everything that's coming up, and it looks like kind of like that burning tower moment, like they have in the tarot card, where everything has to come down before so you can rebuild, you know. And just hang in there, because it is not going to be complete like devastation. It's something that you just have to work through, and just acknowledge it. There's healing that's going to have to be had, especially since you're saying that you left an abusive relationship. That's part of it. Okay. And I feel like I think I saw that she says that her mom passed. Her mom's there helping her along the way, and so she's going to be stronger in spirit to help her do this. So there's that. It's, you know, as sad as it sounds, I just forgive me, but I feel like it's perfect timing, unfortunately, because she's going to be there giving you that strength and that support in spirit to help you energetically pull through and move through your healing, and to progress as you should have, because I feel like this is a long time coming for you. So
I do think so too. A long time coming. And so it's kind of a new prescription for how you treat your body, what you're aware of within your body, why it's coming up, and it's empowerment. And so sometimes empowerment looks like I can feel my pain, and I am in touch with my devastation. Because why? Because I actually have the power now to do something about it. Before I couldn't, so I had to experience it in a completely different level. So sometimes there's pain before there's empowerment, like the next level of empowerment. I know through my spiritual journey, a lot of aches and pains and everything that comes up for me. And I don't know if you feel this too, Maria. I go, thank you. Now I can do something about it. Sometimes I don't know always how to, and maybe this is going to be a longer journey with some of the things, but every step of the way, I get stronger and stronger.
Yes, absolutely. 100% agree with that. It's like you organically go through the shadow work. It's what that is basically bringing the things that have to come up to light so you can acknowledge and look at it. Sometimes you plan for it, sometimes you don't. Sometimes it's deliberate that you're trying to work on something, and sometimes it's just like, oh, it's a trigger, and you're like, oh, I didn't know I had to work on this. This is something I got to look at now. And you're aware enough and awake enough to know that this is something you have to work on. So yeah, I totally 100% agree with that.
Absolutely. Okay. So thank you, Tealin. And oh, well, hey, it's good to talk about things. Teresa said, "There's no time for a pity party. Ready to move on and live life to the fullest. Annoyed with this health hiccup." Oh, see, Maria and I, we're really well acquainted with all the weird health stuff that comes up. I mean, she's a shaman. She does Reiki. I do Reiki work too. You know, we have different modalities with how we heal, but we're very well acquainted, and we really encourage talking about this stuff. And it's not about it being a pity party. Of course, we understand this, but you have to hold space and you have to actually make time. So you say no time. I encourage you to make time and space to deal with this stuff, and then it will flow and go the pace that it needs to, rather than if you don't make time for it, it probably will get more uncontrollable. That's kind of how these things go. Please make time for it, and we're happy to talk about it. It's important. Not enough people talk about it.
Right. I feel like also that just a gentle reminder that this is a reminder for you to just to take care of, and I know you're taking care of yourself, but we tend to put ourselves last. I mean, you were taking care of your mom, you probably were taking care of the partner that you left. So now it's about you. And unfortunately, when we are putting ourselves last for so long, it manifests as health issues, you know? And so now it's about, taking care of the body, taking care of your mind and spirit, and nursing yourself back to health. So this is a time for you to give yourself grace and to this is going to be all about you now. So
I think so. Yeah, there's a reason we needed to focus on it, and there's a reason you need to focus on it too. So embrace the stuff. Mm-hmm. They're not hiccups. They're steps for more mastery. So Jesse says 100, and then he's also giving you a shout out. Your message is something that a lot of people also needed to hear. Teresa Lynn, thank you for sharing. So there's a reason you're here, Teresa. All right. With that said, I'm going to have you choose, Maria, where you want to go.
Let's see. Gonna go scroll up here. All right. I see Cindy, East Be Still. Any connections for me, especially concerning job, career, and the fear of me not motivated to start my own business. Do you see that one?
Cindy.
Okay, scroll up. I was scrolling up a little bit.
All right. We will find you, Cindy. Cindy, are you still with us while we're looking for you? I can find her if she goes, yeah, I'm here. I'll be like, great. Just please do. Cindy, are you still with us? Is Cindy in the house? Cindy, if you are, please let us know. I would have a follow-up as we're waiting for Cindy to let us know. Oh, she's here. Okay. Yes. Okay. Cindy is here. She said, yes. And Teresa is really quick saying, yes, putting me first has always been Prosmac. Never too late to learn. Thank you. Let us open the door with that. You said you're in awareness, more awareness now. Put awareness in that. Thank you so much, Teresa. Okay. So Cindy, she says, yes, I am.
Okay. So as I tune into Cindy, and asking to see if there's any connections for her. And so I'm just going to go ahead and just see what comes, what is needed at this time. Because did it kind of like stall? Because it looked like look at the internet was kind of like it went still for a minute there. Can you hear me okay?
I can hear you. I think you lagged for a second, but we're here.
Yeah, I lagged for a second. All right. So I want to touch on the last thing you said is about fear, the fear of you fear of me not motivated to start my own business. So I feel like that's also holding up the.
Oh, she just, she'll come back. We'll get her back. Okay. That's what happens. That's what happens with the internet. We're in different states too. So I'm in California. She's in Illinois. We'll get her back. All right. So I'll pick up where she left off. So Cindy, I didn't see the comment about you with the job, but she did. So I'm just going to go into what I get for you, Cindy. Okay. Okay. So as I tune into you, Cindy, I'm just making sure if there's any other comments really quick. All right. As I tune into you, what I get is I get like this purple energy. Okay. So I get this purple energy where this is, okay, I get multiple purple energies. So when I connect to you, I wouldn't be surprised if you have a business in spirituality. I wouldn't be surprised if you've taught. I feel like you've taught. Okay. So I feel like you've taught and you are bringing on more things to be a part of like a full-fledged business for yourself, like increasing the business. Because I do feel like you use your voice. I do feel like this is like a divine inspiration. I do feel like the things that you do are connected with spirituality. I wouldn't be surprised even if like you partner with people or you have additional actual products in spirituality, because I keep seeing like earrings, accessories. So it's like extensions on people how to live an inspired and spiritual life. And if you can understand this, let me know. So Cindy, peace, be still. If you're still with us, let me know that you're in the house and you can resonate with these things. Oh, she's back. Maria's back. Okay, Maria, you're back.
I'm back.
Hey, internet. And she
Sorry.
says, yes, I'm a parent support partner. Parent support partner. I've never heard of that before. I'm a parent support partner.
That's a new one. I've never heard of that one either.
Maybe it could be like a UK thing. But can you understand? Is that acknowledging what kind of business you have? Because I was talking about how she has like a business connected to spirituality and she does things like additionally, whether she partners or she like has products herself to like further her spiritual message. So it's the things that she do and the things that she does and also like products that she's a part of or people who sell products that she partners with. So let us know what parent support partner means. So we understand. Okay. Working with parents with support, working with parents that support parents with children with challenges. Okay. All right. I also feel like within this work, like you have people acknowledge their soul. So this is where the spirituality comes in. Like you acknowledge the soul and there's like even whether it's programs that you know of, but I feel it's direct or indirect. There's almost like reading stories to the children about their soul, like spiritual stories, spiritual books. Like it's very like soul infused company. And you're like social work skills, yes. But can you understand how there's all these like spiritual and like really thoughtful and wellness things that you integrate into your job and in the company that normally not everyone would. So I want to just acknowledge these things because I see like the purple and the dark purple, and I'm going to hand this over to Maria in a second. Like I just see those colors, and that means it's integrated within your life. It's integrated within your life where you teach these things too. Not just, so she's saying yes. Okay, thank you. So, as I'm handing that over to Mira, because Spirit's like really coming with the colors and they want to say thank you because you've gone through so much within your own life, so much like pain and hardship. So they're letting me know of like the times where you've been like isolated and alone and you had to fight back your power. And like, again, you were a survivor where you're like, never again, there's a better way. Like people don't have to be like this. People don't have to suffer like this. And that's from the space and heart you teach from. And they're saying, thank you so much for finding your power and giving it to other people. Okay. So I'm going to hand it on off. Thank you.
All right. I am going to start off where Kelly left off with the purple, and I 100% feel that as well. I feel like that there's an intuitiveness in what you do that isn't incorporated into your business, right? It's incorporated when you're dealing with people. And so you intuitively know what is needed without, like, it'll be like one of those things where you like know without knowing, you know what I mean? Like you know what they need, you know what to do next. And so that's, I feel like also what Kelly was leading into and what was saying was that you have this blend of this wisdom coming from spirit, and you have this intuitiveness that is being, because, psychic work doesn't have to necessarily be like psychic readings. It can be anything. You can make it your own thing. You can have a, like, what we call like just kind of like the normal, very anchored 3D job and blend in this, the psychicness in there. And so this is what's going to separate you from the rest. And you have to ask yourself too, is like, and going back to the fear of moving forward with your business, is like, what are you afraid of? Like, ask yourself that. And you might not get that answer right away. You just wait for it to come. Your guides will give that to you. Just give some days, some weeks, and those answers will come if you don't get it like immediately. And you'll see that the fear is just and I know as how would you say, cheesy as it sounds, it's just an illusion, because I know we always say that fear is an illusion, but you're going to see that there was no reason why you were because essentially we're only holding ourselves back because your fear of what are you afraid of? Succeeding perhaps, or being getting bigger than you thought that you can handle. And I feel like you can definitely step into those shoes. You can feel those shoes. So I feel like you have to ask yourself that. Okay. And trust your intuition, because that's going to play a big part in what you're going to do next. Trust your gut, trust your intuition, because that's not going to steer you wrong. And that's definitely, you're following those breadcrumbs as well, as far as what you're going to do. And sometimes it doesn't make sense how we're going to be. It's like, it doesn't make sense what we're going to do next, right? It's all about, kind of like, the intuition, when we have our intuitive hits, it doesn't make any sense to us, but that's the thing. If it expands you and it feels good, just do it, because it'll make sense later. So it's just, it feels like a risk. You know what I mean? So.
Well, you hit on it. You're like, there's almost something like you're afraid. You said that earlier, like you're afraid to start or how big you're going to get. And she's saying, yes, I will ask myself. It's like I'm afraid of success. And as you were saying that, I'm like kind of bingo, because it's like there's something in her ancestral line. There's something in how she was raised where like it just was not validated that she could do these things, even though she was always a big dreamer, a big helper, like full of inspiration. And so if you have all this energy, naturally, you will figure out a way to do these things. But if someone says, well, you might be this way, but that's not part of the journey, then you're just going to be like, well, yeah, maybe I want it, but that's not part of my journey. No, it is. I mean, so almost in a way, it was like, I thought you already had the business, okay, when I was reading you, but you are dreaming about the business. And I kept saying like, the business will grow as you're right. So it's all over your energy. It's all over your energy. And you want to, I see you, I know this, maybe this is something you've already done or haven't already done, but I see you going into like hospitals, or I see you going into situations where people are, going through like healing, whether it's mental health, right, within the hospital, or physical health issues within the hospital. And I see you like helping to have services to uplift these people. Like you want to give your time, you want to give your heart to these people. So like, please know that it's naturally in your energy to create something. Have the confidence to do so.
Yeah, the possibilities are endless with that. You can do anything with that, so.
Absolutely. Okay. So let's do one more mini read. And let's see here. I'm just going to go where I'm drawn. There was something up top. So many lovely comments. Thank you, everybody, for chiming on in. So Carla Hicks. Carla Hicks or a Sylvie Bennett. Sylvie Bennett. Is anyone still in the house? She says, thanks a million.
You're welcome, Cindy. But
And then she says, true of my upbringing. She acknowledges what we're saying about her upbringing. You tell her, Maria. You picked that out of her energy. That was fantastic. All right, so I'm going to take somebody who I know is still here. So Michael or Kathleen. Kathleen, are you here? Rosa, are you here? Rosa, Rosuf? Is anyone here? I know everyone's here. Okay, Sylvie was first back to say, I'm here. Okay, Sylvie, all right, did you want a general or did you have a specific question, Sylvie? Because you said, what do I need to know? So is that your general? Let me know. And you gave me numbers too, so I appreciate that. So Sylvie, there's so many comments. Okay, got it. I'm going to go into general, Sylvie, unless you have something specific. Okay, so Sylvie, what's coming up is that this is a quieter year for you. Okay, so this is a year where you're going to have to do a lot of it. We're at the close of the year. So I'm acknowledging what has happened this year already and what's wrapping up. And you said, sure, general. Okay. So it's acknowledging that you've needed a lot of time for things to slow down so you can tune into your soul, so you can tune into the redirection of your life, and things need to be quiet because of that. Like things need to be almost serene in order for you to get your mind straight. So for the rest of the year, if you have to, let's say, reschedule plans or to do things in a way that fits or tailors better for you, please listen to that inner voice, because if not, you'll be more stressed out, you will be more irritable, and you will like actually feel like, why isn't this work? Like you'll just work yourself up even more. Okay. So there needs to be this spiritual peace. So meditation, and also the reconnection of why you're doing the things that you're doing, and even why are you friends with the people that you're friends with. So the reconfiguration of your schedule. So this is like kind of coming out, and also writing down plans for vacations and dreaming, because I just feel like there's all this space for dreaming because there's not exactly time for doing quite just yet. And you're saying, my mother was living with us 1 year now, is living with us 1 year now, very stressful. Okay. Well, if you can't separate things, like you have to cultivate a place of peace with inside the house, whether it's your room or another room within the house. Just like something with energy management, I'm just going to say they're just flashing energy management.
Mm-hmm.
I almost wish I could get some like more evidence, but it's just energy management. And like when I needed space and peace, I know this sounds bonkers, but I would go into my closet, or I'd carve out a certain corner in the room, or I'd find a certain area in the park, or the library. It's like you have to have these like sacred, quiet spaces of peace, because like if not, you will, again, it will kick up this irritability. It will kick up where you just feel like, why do I never have what I need to have? And this year is supposed to be cultivating the quiet and knowing who you are so you can dream outside of the circumstances of what has happened or where you have put your life on pause. And so mom coming into the picture is one of the pieces of where you've chosen to put your life on pause because you didn't have a choice, or this is what you have done up to this moment. So I feel like there's a lot of energy of I didn't have a choice, or this is kind of where I found myself at this moment, or this is kind of, again, where life brought me. So this year is all about getting your choices back, no matter what your plate looks like, saying, I get to dream, I get to choose, but I have to actually think straight and have a clear feeling, a clear thought in order to know what me feels like. So this is very, very, very important. The last thing I'll say, and then I'll hand it over to Maria. Thank you for being so patient with me, Maria. Is I appreciate it. Like you're perfectionist and you're a little bit of an overachiever. So it's very hard for you to sometimes come into place and sit still. But in order to actually be more balanced and to ace things on a balanced level, you have to acknowledge these other parts of yourself, or you're just going to stress yourself out more and get irritable and get frustrated. And then that's not really working. That's not where the excellence is. Mm-hmm. So it's time to look into what I said a little bit more, get into the more Zen part of life, the more feeling part of life. Okay. She says, yes, so true. I'm going to hand it over to you.
Okay, well, bouncing off of that, because I definitely felt that the focus needed to go internal for you, Sylvie. I did feel like there was like a whirlwind of stuff happening around you. Like it's like everything is so external, you don't even have time to even look at what's going on in yourself and or have time for yourself. So it does feel like I'm in the center of the storm and there's a lot going on. And I also felt a sense of depending on outside. Instead of listening to your own intuition, you're depending on a lot on outside feedback, meaning like other people and other, just on outside validations, whether it be family members, partner, siblings, whatever. It's like you just know that you have the power to reconnect to yourself and don't need that, because it becomes confusing, I feel. And that's part of the that energy that's happening. It's kind of like a little bit of chaotic energy. Not that I'm saying that you're chaotic, but I'm saying that there's chaotic energy going around you. And it's even more of an important time for you to be still, for you to go internal, for you to connect to yourself and anchor your own energy, as Kelly was touching on, as far as like with meditation and just reconnecting to your own intuition and listening to yourself and creating the boundaries for self-care too, because it's going to build, if you don't do that and you're always give, it's going to build resentment, and then that's going to be a whole different can of worms. So you don't want to get to that point. And so that definitely give yourself the grace of self-care, of quieting your mind. And I know it's easier said than done. Meditation is never easy for people that are always busy, but even if it's 5 minutes of breath work, that's huge. And that will give you, oxygenate your body, and connecting to the spirit in that way, because you're breathing in, that divine energy. And so with setting that intention and, you're being still in your mind. You're giving your mind something to do while you're anchoring anchoring yourself and going internal and centering. So, yeah, I'll leave that with you.
Awesome. Thank you so much. All right, everybody. So if you feel drawn to anyone, cool. If not, we'll just do a quick little joint wrap up. What are you feeling, Maria?
We can do a joint wrap up.
Okay, cool. So with that said, what do you feel like? I always give the guests the last word. What do you feel like, whether it's off the cuff or something that has been kind of floating your way, or a favorite saying within you that you'd like to share with the group as we close?
Off the cuff, I feel like laughter is the best medicine. I know that that's something that we all have heard time and time again. So in the light of feeling like we don't know what to do for ourselves, for healing wise, or dealing with immense stress and pressure with our family responsibilities, just get, in order for you to kind of like alleviate that and raise your vibration so that you can definitely maintain that harmony within yourself, I would recommend going back to laughter and just like seeing maybe watching a comedic movie, watching videos that make you laugh, or just spending time with people that make you laugh. So just connect to laughter, because that raises your vibration and that clears the energy. I feel very quickly. So
yes, we all have the power to change our vibration, and please, everybody, like, shift into something greater than the current experience that is your day or situation. And Maria is like offering shift into the vibration of laughter, because that is so much more expansive. It shakes the energy up, and we're not locked in to the circumstance. Thank you so much, everybody, for being with us here today. Thank you. I will be back for the Psychic Hour for readings next week with you as well, and also the interview series. Please catch us then. And if you want to find Maria, she's on Facebook, Instagram, under Your Soul Perspective and Maria Rodriguez, and also her website, Your Soul Perspective, which I popped down a little earlier. Is there anything that you have going on that you want to share as we close too as well?
Not at the moment, but just keep an eye out. If you follow me on social media, I definitely am trying to get back into the rigmarole of my schedule. Not that that's negatively, but just kind of like getting back into social media. And also I provide remote healings, and also once a month live readings. So I'm going to try to get back.
She will try to get back into the mix, okay? And hopefully we'll have her energy back here too as well for a future show. Oh, here, you're back.
Yeah. Oh my God.
And Mercury in retrograde, everybody.
Yeah.
Strikes again. It strikes again. But you said you'll have events up, and
yes.
You'll be going into the new year. So
Yeah.
so please look out for me, Maria, in that sense. With that said, everybody, please go with love, luck, light, and don't forget to live. We will see you next week. Happy holidays. Happy Thanksgiving. Bye.
Love.